going on, everybody? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Collector's Edition Wonder Woman figure. Now, this is not the chase variant of the more, I guess, Silver Age colors. This is more of the kind of, I guess, post-crisis, I guess if you want to call that, Wonder Woman. So here's the packaging. I normally don't do this stuff, but with this one we'll do that. I'm knocking all my raisins over and my backdrop. It says Wonder Woman on the back. Here's really nice artwork. I love this artwork on the back. It looks gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. And then it says Wonder Woman. Who is Wonder Woman? ? There you go. And we're back with Wonder Woman out of the package, and this is essentially everything she does come with. She also comes with a display stand with a, I guess, silver painted DC logo that's not centered, by the way. And then she also comes with her trading card of the back artwork of the card. So that's actually really nice to have because I like this artwork quite a bit. Very, very nice. And then there is the little read-up on the back. If you want to pause that and read it, you can. Go for it. All right, so first thing that she comes with is her lasso of truth, which is actually made out of real lasso. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually made out of like this kind of like a wired... It's not wired, but it's kind of like that Joanne Fabrics or Arts and Crafts store type of material where it's like a string that's been like intertwined, and then it has like this like gold kind of like reflective for it. I don't know the technical term for it. I'm sure somebody that deals heavily in arts and crafts knows it. But next up, she comes with her shield, which is nicely painted with the gold. It could use a little bit of, I don't know, shadowing effect or shading in there, but I think it's perfectly fine. Here's the inside. She just kind of sticks her arm through there. Next up, she comes with her battle axe. Looks very nice. The gold paint looks really good. Yet again, could use like a little bit of gunmetal silver. I might just go over that and just paint it. But it's not too plasticky looking. It does look, it's looking a lot better on camera than in hand. It's a little bit plasticky in hand, but it's not egregious. And next up, she comes with her sword. And like I said, yet again with the gold, looks really good. There is some wrapping right here, which I actually might go in and paint that kind of like a tan color for the wrapping around the sword, just to give it a little bit of more of a third dimension. And then the tip looks very phallic. Not gonna lie, but there you go with that. And then she comes with 2 extra sets of hands, these kind of like open displaying hands right here. And then she also comes with another left gripping hand, a right punching hand, and then in the package she comes with her right sided open gripping hand and then a punching hand. Immediately out of the box, what I did notice is something kind of weird with this figure is that she is kind of like a little bit paler of a skin tone. And then when you get down to her knees, she's got like a weird tan around the knees. It's very strange. And you know how you can definitely tell that is when you open up the knee, you can see it's a different color. It's more of this color, the top of the leg or the arms or her face, as opposed to the, I don't know what's going on with that. That is just weird. That is strange. I don't know why her knees would look like that. I don't know. Maybe mileage may vary. Let me know if you guys have her, if it has the same paint effect on her knees. But I might go wrong with some acetone and just get rid of that, because that looks like dog water. I don't like that whatsoever. It looks like she's got like dirty knees or something. I don't know. It just looks weird. She does have a little hook right here for the lasso of truth to kind of hang there. It does look kind of weird though. Not weird. I should stop saying weird. It does look a little... I guess it doesn't look too bad. I thought it was going to look a little funky, but it doesn't really like hold on there too well. So like if you do the shake test, it's going to fall off. So that's, I don't really like that. That's not fun. I also noticed that she's a little bit like loose in her arms, like loose, and then the ankle is a little bit loose going. It keeps wanting to like push back. I do like the sculpt of the boots. It does give off that kind of leathery look. Like, let me get in closer here so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. You can actually see some of the design right here. It's actually sculpted. It looks very leathery. And then she actually has some soles on her shoes, which looks pretty cool. Or her boots, I should say. Some nice star detail right here. I know a lot of people have pointed out that it looks like she's missing a star there, but I think that's perfectly fine. It's not that big of a deal. On the back, that's what her tush looks like. Nice tush. Looks very womanly, curvy. I like it. Well done. The legs, a lot of her body parts are reused from Superwoman from the Crime Syndicate. But I don't mind it because I like that anatomy. I think Wonder Woman should have a bigger, thicker, curvier anatomy. So I am still an advocate for Gina Carano playing Wonder Woman. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. I like the sculpted chest armor. It looks really, 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 really good. That's 4 reallys. And then there's the back. Nice lined art. Or lined art. Oh my God. Lined sculpting. God, I can't talk today. And then here's the belt. Beautiful logo. Love it. There are her bracelets right there. Or her gauntlets, whatever you want to call it. And then let's get to the face. The face, a point of contention for some people. I think it looks great. I really don't have one issue with this face sculpt. Some people are like, oh, it kind of looks like Wonder Woman, but it kind of doesn't. And I'm like, it almost looks like a brunette Christina Applegate. That's what I get. The nose, the way the eyes are, the lips, looks very like if Christina Applegate was, a young Christina Applegate, was brunette. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Hair looks really good. Love the sculpt of the hair. It doesn't really immobilize her too much. I mean, you can kind of get her to look up a little bit, but we'll go through that in articulation and stuff like that. I love the tiara on her head. Looks really good with the red star. I think this is actually just a really well done figure. I'm really hoping that, I know a lot of other collectors missed out on her, and I am hoping that they do re-release her, or which Mcfarlane doesn't really like doing. That I know. He likes his elitism. I completely understand the frustration with other collectors and trying to find these figures, man. It gets really annoying sometimes. You got all these like red labels, platinums, red platinums, gold labels. It's annoying. It gets to be a bit much, and it gets to be a bit annoying. But she can pose. She can get into a fighting stance just fine. When you bend the knees, it looks a little funky, just because the breakup of the sculpt. But I think she looks great. It definitely looks like Christina Applegate to me. I don't know, man. I'm just going crazy. I have been watching a lot of Married with Children lately. And I do feel bad for Christina Applegate having to go through what she's going through right now. It sucks. One of my kid crushes, Christina Applegate. That and Jennifer Connelly. Good Lord, Jennifer Connelly. Holy Moses, gorgeous. And then the sword, or the shield, excuse me, just kind of slips in her arm, and the gauntlets or her bracelets kind of hold that in place, and she looks pretty legit. No issues there. Like I said, the ankles on mine are a little bit funky, but she can still hold the pose. Let's get her into a proper pose so she doesn't look like a ding dong. The hair is definitely pushing down the arm too. That's the other half of that battle right there. But there you go. You get the drift overall. Shield looks really good. I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to have her displayed. A lot of people like her having... a lot of people like having her with the axe. I don't know. I always like her with the sword. I don't know what it is. Something about Wonder Woman with a sword. It just works, you know. Let's get her looking that way. Looking a little neutral. There we go. Point the sword down a little bit. Yeah, I love the build. I love the parts that they decided to use for this. That Superwoman body, like I said, I think it works perfectly for her, essentially because, well, on an obvious level, it really works for her because Superwoman is just essentially just a evil Wonder Woman. As far as her articulation does go, her head can swivel side to side. And like I said, it doesn't really want to look up just due to the sculpting of the head and how that goes with the hair. Would be cool to see her with, like, and I get it, like, Wonder Woman usually has hair that's down, and that's fine. But it would be nice to see her, like, with, like, hair that's, like, flowing up so you can get, you know, better, you know, looking up poses, or even, like, a ponytail would work. I get it. She probably doesn't use ponytails that much, but, you know, it is what it is. Just something different. But anyway, I digress. Looking down, she can look down like that. So, you know, she is tall. So I don't have a problem with her looking down at people. Arms go up about that far. Really good range of motion in the T-pose. And they go down, and she's got the butterfly joints, which are kind of loose on mine, like I said. She can swivel. She has a bicep swivel, which you really kind of have to hold the shoulder because it wants to move all over the place. But it is there. She also has a double jointed elbow, which is good. She has a wrist swivel and the ugly hinge swivel situation going on. You got to move it laterally and vertically to swap the hinge and move all that stuff around. It's annoying. She does not have a diaphragm joint, which is unfortunate, but she does have a really crazy, I guess you want to call this a ab crunch, kind of. Not really. It's not really an ab crunch. It's kind of more of like a waist crunch, where she can go way back and she can't really go forward. In typical Mcfarlane action, cannot move forward. I don't understand that, but, you know. She does have an anatomically correct upper thigh swivel. It doesn't really get much. Just that's about it, which is unfortunate. She can also pivot side to side if you need her to, and she can swivel at the waist. Sorry about that. Double jointed knees right there, and that's maxed out. No boot swivel or anything like that, but she does have an ankle swivel, an ankle pivot, and mine's really frozen on that side. Let me try the other side. Yeah, it's kind of not, you know, not that fun to do. Foot, pointy heel, pointy toe. She does have toe articulation and a partridge in a pear tree. All right, as far as size comparisons go, we've got two DC Multiverse figures here. On the left, we've got the new Cyborg Superman and the new Dr. Fate. All right, next up, we've got two Batman action figures. On the left, we've got Dick Grayson Batman, and then on the right, we've got Year One Batman. Okay, next up, we've got Silver Age Superman and Silver Age Batman, aka Nightfall Batman. I think these three look really good together. All right, next up, we've got more Mcfarlane figures. On the left, we've got Commissioner Gordon. And then on the right, we've got Midnighter. Okay, and next up, we've got two more McFarlanes. On the right, we've got Sergeant Rock. And then on the left, we've got Power Girl. All right, next up, we've got a Mattel Masterverse He-Man from the 40th anniversary line. And then on the right, we've got the NECA Phantom. All right, next up, we've got two Marvel Legends. On the left, we've got the Punisher War Journal Punisher, and then on the right we've got the X-Factor Cyclops. Okay, next up we've got a Marvel Legend on the left in Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and then on the right we've got Bespin Luke from the Black Series. Okay, next up we've got a G.I. Joe Classified Tiger Force Outback on the left, and then on the right we've got a Operation Monster Force Dracula. Okay, and last up, it wouldn't be a review without them, we've got the Jada Toys Invisible Man on the left, and then on the right we've got Obligatory Duke from the Classified line. Okay, so for my final thoughts on the DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Collector's Edition Wonder Woman, the regular version, not the Chase variant, I really like this figure quite a bit. I think they did a pretty good job. There's a couple areas where I think there is a lot left for improvement. Obviously, the thigh swivels. You have a warrior princess, and she's a little bit limited in the legs, but that's kind of been the ongoing theme with most Mcfarlane figures across the board. The paint on the knees is very, very strange. I'm not a big fan of that. Other than that, I wish the hands either were... I think the hands are the right size. I just wish that the weaponry that he gives to these figures weren't so thick. I don't want them to be too skinny, but then I don't want them to be too thick, because then it doesn't look correct in the hand. I don't know. It just looks like she's got a small hand. I think the overall size and build is the right build. Some people seem to think that she's too tall. No, Wonder Woman is an Amazon. She should be tall. Same reason why I don't really have too much of an issue with Power Girl being really tall. Power Girl is actually taller than Wonder Woman. And you know, Wonder Woman should be taller than Power Girl. But anyway, my point being is that I don't have too much of an issue with the height. For some people, it's a point of contention, a deal breaker. But for me, I think this is a really well done offering. I just wish it was more readily available for collectors in general, including myself. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give her a 2 thumbs up and a full recommendation. I think if you are a Mcfarlane collector, you're probably either have her already or you are still searching for her. But I would definitely add her into your collection if you can for a decent price. Like I said, essentially I bought her and Power Girl. I spent about just under $50 a piece for combined, or not combined, but separately, to get both of them. I spent just under $100 for both. So I think that's okay. It is a character that is an essential character to have. Not a big fan of the Lasso of Truth. Maybe I kind of just wish that either that Lasso of Truth were wired or it was just sculpted. So I might just end up using the sculpted one from the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman from the movie instead. But other than that, the card artwork looks really good. I think the collector's edition packaging is fine. I didn't go over the card stand just because I feel like it's kind of pointless and stupid. But other than that, that's going to be pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this figure and how frustrating has it been for you to find her on day of release or even up to now. Or let me know in the comments below if you actually have her in your collection. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you to my members, Terry Turner and Woodman29. If you are intrigued with channel memberships, they are in the description box below, so you can join up, become a Jive Turkey if you want to. Other than that, if you don't want to, you can just simply leave a like and a comment, and if you could, subscribe, because it's free and it helps the channel grow. Other than that, stay tuned for a couple more photos at the end, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on the flip side.